Sticky, bitch. All right, y'all. Welcome to MVP. We are back in the building. I'm Shiloh, aka Lover Girl.
And I'm Chelsea, aka the Stick Up Kid. Glad to be back. Oh my gosh.
Thank you for coming back, y'all. Thank you for listening.
All right, it's time for Queer Cheers.
Woo woo!
All right, guys, I'm so excited about this woman. We want to give a shout out to a woman named Ty Freedom Ford. She is doing super big things, okay, in New York. She has created a residency called Powerhouse Residency, and it's a home place. It's a safe space for Black women, women of color, for artists, creative thinkers, free thinkers, fugitive makers, resters, resistors, weirdos, and writers. I mean, she's created this space in New York that houses people for 9 months at a time in these residencies, and it's only for people based in New York, and it's a commune where you can read, relax, reflect, restore, ruminate, and rejuvenate. She feels that people are the most powerful when they are unbothered and unencumbered by day-to-day stressors, chaotic environments, and oppressive systems. And her mission is to provide a place to revive and reconnect with the creative power within. I think it is so fucking cool.
That's so dope. That's so dope. We need more spaces like that. We need more allies to pour money into spaces like that.
We really do. There are less than 15 retreat or residency spaces that cater specifically to Black or POC indigenous people. And in New York State, there are only 3, and she's one of the 3. So I just think it's dope. Shout out to her because it's just a super dope thing. And here's the kicker. It's free.
Right.
It's free, y'all. She's not charging nobody nothing.
She actually gives a stipend.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't have to be working on some crazy project either. You just have to apply. It's so dope. So shout out to Ty Freedom Ford. We love you. You are my new inspiration.
You can find her at Powerhouse_residency. Or you can follow her at Ty Freedom Ford.
Go shout her out and say hello.
Queer cheers.
Queer cheers.
Vibe check. Woo-wee! Gemini season is in full swing, baby.
Oh.
Gemini season has me already laid up. Icing and elevating.
Yeah,
okay?
You could hardly move.
Marathon done, baby. 13.1 in the book. Came out under 2.5 hours.
You really
which
did
was
that.
Under what I thought I was going to get. I didn't think I was going to get sub 2.5 hours. Just got right under it at 2 hours and 29 minutes. That's in like an 11-minute, 23-second pace, which is I am stunned by how I progressed in this training, how conditioned I was in that race.
Yeah.
Though my feet and my legs and all of that started to get tired and weary at the end, I really was conditioned. I never felt out of breath. I never felt they say you should always finish the race better than when you started, and I did that. I started at an easy pace, and by the end of it, that last mile, when I saw that 12-mile marker, the way I took off,
you were like a bullet.
I said, "Get me out of here! This shit gotta end now. This shit gotta end." And I did. I think I have some shin splints and some tendonitis, so I've had to, but I still went out the very next day and celebrated my birthday.
Yeah.
Had a fucking time at
Yo,
Everyday
it was a
People.
turn up. It was a turn up. Yo, that was so much fun.
For everybody who saw me,
that was so much fun. She
I
had chicken wings in her hand,
baby, I had
drink in her hand.
chicken wings.
At one point,
I was doing all kinds of things at Everyday People.
Okay.
I was drunk on edibles. I had a good time.
You had a time.
I had a time.
Okay,
I had
it
a
was a movie.
time. I had a time. But I also think it helped me not feel how my foot and my shin was hurting.
Yeah.
Because it was the day after that, laid up. So I've been just icing and elevating and resting, and I can't really run this week because of what it did to my body. So it's like I don't ever have to run that many miles again. I'm good. Because some of my friends are already talking about the next one. They want to do the Malibu half marathon. I was like, bitch, I'm never running a half marathon again. Now, am I going to continue to run? Yes. I'm going to definitely run as soon as my body is healed from that marathon, that half marathon. But man, what a weekend. What a way to bring in 41. I feel so grateful. I feel so blessed. To have the people that I have in my life, to be continuously growing, continuously learning myself better and better, doing better for myself, better in the ways that I treat myself. Like, I'm just coming into my own.
Nice.
That's what 40 feels like.
Nice.
It feels like more and more I give less of a fuck what other people think, and it's really about what's best for me. And that takes practice. It's like you really have to practice
we
that.
say we don't give a fuck what people think, but I mean, it is. It's a journey to get there. It really is a journey to get there.
And
for sure.
People that you love and you care about, you do care what they think, but it's just like, taking it with a grain of salt and really like, what is the best thing for me and my purpose and my vision for myself in my life, you know? So it's that, day by day.
Love
one
that.
foot in front of the other, you know?
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Love that for you. It was a celebration weekend. So, I think we should address the elephant in the room because, y'all, I think we need to apologize to the people because we got on these mics last week, y'all. Talking to y'all.
We were so raggedy.
Yo, we was all over the place.
We were just raggedy. We were tired.
We were tired, y'all, and we're so sorry. So if you're tuning back in, thank you. Thank you for being
here. Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for coming back.
Thank you for...
we won't let it happen again. We won't let it happen again. So
we are always excited to be here. We love this space.
Yeah.
We love what
we're having a good time.
Yeah, what we created.
We rocking.
But we were just raggedy and tired last week.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yo, can I tell you something? Can I make a confession?
What's up?
I think I'm having buyer's remorse with my apartment.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I was sitting there today on my couch, and I was like, I don't know if I want to live here.
Oh, no.
Now, granted, it has beautiful light. That's what I was aiming for.
Space.
Granted, it's very spacious. That's what I was aiming for. But I miss my stainless steel. I miss the water attached to the refrigerator. I miss the microwave attached to the cabinets. Y'all, the place didn't even come with a microwave. I had to buy one. I miss a bathtub. This one has a shower stall. And it has a bathtub, y'all, but it's separate. It's across the way. It's on the other side of the bathroom.
It's an older building.
It is.
It's old, and you knew that.
I knew that, guys. I knew that. And I said, you know what? I chalked it up to? I said, it's quaint. It's charming. It's quaint, it's charming.
Yeah. And now
that everything's in and it's styled, everything's styled, no boxes, everything's put away, bookshelves, everything's great. I looked around and I said, And y'all, it's only month one is down.
Oh,
so if
no.
I'm feeling like this in month one,
what?
I got 11 more to go. So we're gonna just see. But I had a little
oh, man.
tinge.
Damn,
little
homie.
tinge of it today.
I don't like that.
I know. So we're gonna see.
I'm telling you, the valley's where it's at. You keep playing with me.
Don't do that. Okay. Anyway, so that's what happened. Anyway. What else going on?
Oh, man, the protests in these streets today.
Yo, these protests.
Yeah, I love it.
Protests. I'm here for it.
This one today, No Kings protest. LA is really showing out from Woodland Hills all the way to downtown.
Yo, Pride is political this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Pride is political this year.
Not only Pride, but just all the things that are happening in the country. I mean, from ICE
I'm just talking about the month of, though. But yeah.
Oh, it's getting, June is getting very political for sure. It is, but how can we not, we said this isn't a political podcast, but we can't, just in our being, we're political, so it's like, these are things that just our existence stand for. So there's no way to sidestep that.
Yeah.
And we see fascism is knocking at our front door. I mean, it's here. It's not even knocking. It's here. So we're seeing it rear its ugly head in a major way. And California, for sure, is on the front lines of standing up to it. So we not playing those games over here.
We sure ain't.
Yeah.
No King's Day protests are happening in literally every single city in LA.
Yeah.
And
across the country.
Yeah, across the country. For sure across the country, but in every city in LA they were popping up. I know one was super close by me. I fucks with it. I love it. Love to see it, but
and we are not burning down, despite what the rest of y'all are seeing, and how news is sensationalizing that there's crazy riots and all of that shit. That's not happening. Those were in very specific locations.
Yeah.
The rest of LA is going on like a normal LA day. We have protests out here, peaceful protests. They're not showing you that people out here dancing in the streets, marching in the streets peacefully.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't let the news fool y'all out here. For those that don't live in LA or California, it's not what they're. LA is not on fire.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. A lot of business owners anticipated a lot of ridiculousness. None of that happened.
Yeah.
Boarded up for no reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Keep fighting a good fight. Because this is
Speaking
bullshit.
of fighting, we talking about getting our blickies.
Yo, we getting the Blickies, kid. We getting the Blickies.
Now, I'm a person that's always been very anti-gun in my house because I feel like when you call that energy into your house, there's something about having that energy in your house that I've always been like, I don't need it because that energy is not going to be in my house, you know? But, I mean, you went to the military. You know how to shoot guns, all of that. Like, I was not a person who – you was with me when we went to the gun range. Mm-hmm. I wasn't feeling it, like, because I think it goes against everything.
She's a lover girl.
I'm a lover girl, and also in my profession – you know, that is the opposite of what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you aim a gun, you know what you're aiming it for. If you would ever have to use it, it is to use it towards another life. And I think I always have this moral dilemma in my body. It's like a visceral dilemma. But also, I think living alone and just being a woman out here in the state of the country, I think it's a necessary thing. And I think once you learn, you already know how to use it and clean it and take it apart and all of that. Because I think there's a healthy fear that you should have of them.
Yeah.
But I also am at that point where I want it. And, you know, we're good aims.
Yeah, and
we know how to use it.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think regardless, whether it's a gun or some other sort of self-defense tool that you use, regardless, you need to know how to defend yourself.
Right.
This is just another avenue
Right.
for it.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if it's going to be you or me, it's going to be you. So,
yeah. Especially if you coming in my home.
Exactly.
For
So,
sure.
yeah. So I'm excited to shop for those this month with you.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
We're going to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
You know what else? We went out. Me and Chelsea went out. This was before my birthday, right? Yeah, it was like a night before my birthday, before the weekend shenanigans, I think. Yeah.
Which one?
Before.
Which one?
Well, we went to Audition. Rose God was spinning. We went
to
Rose God.
Yeah.
And who did we see after we had just talked about her?
Yeah.
We saw K1.
Who got the hot song out?
Okay.
Worst behavior.
Yeah.
Worst behavior.
Paint your nails. But she was also with her girl, and it ain't much of a secret now. They out here. They out here. But I said, okay,
Hugged up. They look good
K1.
together.
They look great together.
They make a really, really cute couple.
And I mean, they kind of they hard launched with that kiss, but then tried to like backpedal from it and act like it was just a kiss for the video.
They just
baby, that looked like something else was going down.
Because even when I saw the video for the first time, I was like,
damn, that's a good ass kiss. Okay, they went in.
I was like, they went in. I was like,
that's more than acting, baby.
So, yeah, to see them actually together, I could see where those sparks
they was
came
hugged
from.
up on each other. I said, okay, I like that for them.
I'm here for it. I like to see it.
that for them. We saw them again at Everyday People. I was like, okay.
Yeah, there was a lot of people out of everyday people.
Everybody. Cardi came through. Victoria Monet was out there. There was quite a few. Kehlani was out there. Yeah, K1 was out there. Everyday people has almost become like an industry function now.
It has.
Especially in LA.
Yeah,
in LA
for
specifically.
Sure. For sure. I don't
it's
know.
like Cardi came and dropped a song. Once that happens, now big artists like that are coming to drop a song. It's a different kind of party now.
My hot shit. I just did this last night.
Yeah. I'm
here for it.
Lizzo got on the stage. I was just like, oh, okay. It's a function now. It's an industry function now. Yeah, for sure.
I like unexpected surprises like that though, because it's kind of like you just be in a zone, and then you get the surprise. I will say though, unpopular opinion, don't care. The DJ was so whack. The DJ was whack. They had a second DJ that went on at the end of the night. That was a good DJ, but all day that DJ was whack. I don't know the name of the DJ, but you're whack.
Yeah.
Yep.
She had feelings
There's
about
that.
I will say there was
man.
quite a bit. I like Afro beats, but it's like I don't want the whole party to be Afro beats.
The music
I want
was
them to bring back DJs that really take us to. You know how they used to take us to regions? They would stay in a region for a second. They would take us down south.
That was the problem with the DJ though. He didn't stay anywhere.
That's what I'm saying.
He was very scattered, and he didn't let a song play through. He didn't even let it play.
Or
till
it was
like
a mashup, so it had a different beat behind the song.
It just
like maybe one or two songs. I want you to do that, but I want you to also play the original song.
Yeah.
But like take us to the South, then take us to New York, then take us over back to the West Coast, then give us some Midwest, then then give us some Afro beats. I don't want your whole set. But I guess one of the DJs was he was like a known Afro beats DJ. So that was his whole set. But yeah, I had a time because I was litty.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter what they
You don't
played.
even remember. You don't even recall. You do not recall. So
I recall some things. I recall some things that happened. I recall some things.
Ooh, what else happened last week? Jess and DeBrat dropped their song. Did you hear
They
it?
did. I like it. I like it. It's a vibe.
It sounds like a barbecue, picnic, a barbecue picnic song.
Yes, it does. It does.
Kind of you want to rock with it.
Yeah.
Sway. You want to sway with it.
I just came from a barbecue. It was good. Did
they play that song?
No. More straight people than queer people there for sure. But so they wasn't. I don't think they was gonna play Jessica Betts and DeBrat. I don't think that was it. It was actually they was giving 90s vibes. They had the 90s playlist on, which you can always keep. Yeah. Baby, you put a 90s playlist on. That's all I need, baby.
Go.
Some 90s
it's
R&B. That's it.
It's good to go.
It was a good time. Yeah, it was impromptu. I wasn't even. Somebody hit me up, but that's what I love about summer when it's just like, hey, That's my favorite.
Oh man, drop "Summertime" by Will Smith, and I am instantly back into my zone. And summertime has officially begun. So listen, '90s everything.
Speaking of the '90s, Ananda Lewis, R.I.P.
Yeah, that was
R.I.P.
I didn't know that she was battling breast cancer.
Oh really?
I was not aware.
Yeah, and it was a thing that she had made it a thing that she wasn't like seeking care. Like she was very like no medical interventions, and she was trying to do like homeopathic things, I believe. And then I think later she started to regret that decision, that she didn't go through with the chemo and all of that. I'm not all the way up on it, but I know that she at first was an advocate for not doing anything, and I think it's where it gets a little tricky because yeah, like modern medicine is a thing, and it does help you fight those kinds of things off. But it's just unfortunate. She was only 52. That's so young.
She was such a staple of
oh my God, of our childhood and our upbringing.
Adolescence.
Yeah. And she was so beautiful, beautiful. She was like such a crush. She was a real journalist.
Yeah.
Like, and she really did her thing as a journalist, as a VJ. She kind of made MTV, and she was kind of how we saw ourselves on that station.
Definitely one that you don't forget.
No.
Definitely one you don't forget.
Yeah.
R.I.P. for sure.
For sure. Speaking of like talk show things, so Nene and T.S. Madison sat down.
Ooh, how did that go? Because T.S.
Nene said basically, here's the gist. I think this is the problem, especially with older straight black women, is that they don't understand that, baby, the men are fucking both of y'all. Now, whether or not you want to, oh, well, if they fuck, basically she was saying if they fuck with you, I don't want them because they gay. And it's like, no, baby. They're not necessarily gay, and that's the thing. Yeah, and you don't know about it. So the men that you think are straight, and you're saying that they're gay because you're still seeing T.S. Madison not as a woman. You don't see her the same as you, which is fine. You see her as a trans woman, which is, that you want to differentiate.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you who's not differentiating. Your man.
Yeah.
So you keep thinking that this is an issue of me versus you, and it's really your man want both, baby.
Yeah.
Y'all are on the same team.
Yeah.
Y'all are dating the same men.
Absolutely.
And that's what I don't think is getting through cis-het women's heads.
Yeah.
It's like, baby, they're not gay. They fucking you and they fucking.
Well, there's a part of it that they don't want to get it through their heads.
Right.
Because then it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah, we on the same team.
Well,
on the same team.
Now what?
Yeah.
So there's a part of it that they just don't want to.
Yeah.
How did I didn't see the interview, so what did T.S. say to that?
T.S. handled it marvelously and with kind of had to hold Nene's hand because I don't think she wanted to embarrass her
on our show.
Or I think it was on T.S. Madison's show.
Okay.
But I think, yeah, because I know they both have shows, but I think it was on T.S. Madison's show. But T.S. was being graceful and kind of holding Nene's hand through the conversation because she was borderline getting to where it could become a little transphobic, a little homophobic, but she was trying to say still, I love y'all and but if they knowingly and openly going over there to you, I don't want them over here. Sure, have your preference, but baby, what you don't know is that the ones that you think are open and going over, or not open and going over there, are going over there still. Like, that's the thing.
But wait, but now it sounds like, hold on, because now I'm hearing it, and now it sounds like she's saying if they are dating T.S. Madison, then she does not want to date them.
Correct. That's exactly what she's saying. Because she's saying they're gay if they go over there to T.S. Madison. Okay. And that's not necessarily true.
Gotcha, because she's saying they're gay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're actually still fucking you, baby.
Right.
And you might never know that they're going over there.
Right.
And so it's like, but y'all are both women.
It also doesn't mean they're gay. She doesn't understand. Okay.
That's what she doesn't understand. And that she's an older cis-het woman who is very narrowed.
And also still needs to be educated.
Yes.
And I want them to stop making comments on these huge platforms without being educated
right.
and just making these statements and having these large followings and just dropping these things out loud.
And it's fine to have your preference, but you just sound
100%
dumb.
you can have a preference, and 100% you can also have an opinion. But you sound when you're not educated, you sound stupid.
You sound stupid. And TS is over here trying to gracefully hold your hand through it all and kind of say, well, baby, what you don't know is they are over here.
Yeah.
Even the ones that you think, are just for you.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It was kind of like we just have education to do, and the burden always lands on us.
We always have education to do.
I know,
we always have to educate. We always have to fight.
And that is, in Pride Week.
It reminds me
Pride Week, Pride Month.
It reminds me of an episode that we talked about before about just being exhausted. So June, while we're trying to be joyful,
right?
Okay, trying to celebrate in a world that still wants to exhaust us. Topic of the week. Want to talk about it?
Let's go. We are not professionals, but in fact, regular OG lesbians with life experience who are trying our best to grow and put emotional maturity, vulnerability, and consideration of others at the forefront of our actions. Listen to us at your own risk, because who gave these hoes mics? Here we are in Pride Month. And how has Pride Month been for you? How have you felt about Pride Month so far?
It's been, I think it's still early. Kind of. What is it? Like the 14th? I guess it's not that early. We're 2 weeks in.
Yeah, we're halfway through.
I have not really been doing pride things. I didn't do the parade. The one thing I can say I did for pride is I went to the Let's Be Honest comedy show the other night. So it's been quiet, I would say. It's been calm. It's been quiet. I am not a parade goer, though. I'm not one of those. I'm not out at the parades. I think it's too much. It's too many people. It's too many things going on. I definitely did it a lot when I was younger.
Yeah.
But I didn't partake.
Yeah, I would say the same. I think I've been to some functions so far this month that I've either been trying to support my friends at, and I've just popped up. What I've noticed most is the lack of financing in Pride this month. We know with the current administration and how they've managed to bully, and corporations have really pulled the masks off and really shown their real colors, and how they really didn't want to support. It was all a money grab. It was all for consumerism in the first place. And we would always say that you don't really show up for us when you need to and when we really need people to speak up for our communities. And that has been really felt. They have blatantly done it this month. They have pulled out of things. You don't see all the pride stuff in stores when you walk in. Just even in the events, you can see the lack of financing in a lot of the events.
And huge supporters in New York City, I mean huge, Pepsi, Nissan, MasterCard, who's another one? Citibank. Like huge people pulled out of a lot of Pride events just based on DEI. It's crazy.
It's
and
really
it was
nuts.
instant.
It's really nuts. And I think going back to what you said about exhaustion, right? When we're supposed to be joyful. For me, I think rolling up to these events and seeing the lack of money, especially, and I can only speak to, we're Black, we're women, we're queer, right? And so those are marks against us that usually keep us from the pockets, from the purse strings, Anyway, we don't already, we have a limited amount of wealth within our community already, right? So when you see these big, companies and corporations pull out of things, we are the people, our events feel it the most.
Yeah.
We have the least amount of wealth in our community, especially as Black queer women. So it's unfortunate that I go to these events and I see that. That's the first thing I see is like, oh, there wasn't a lot of money put into this,
And we were never profiting from these events.
No.
To be clear.
No.
We were never the ones profiting from
No.
these events. But one of the things, a term that I've heard recently and been hearing a lot is rainbow washing, where we're now, as the organizers, deciding who we are going to partner with. And I think that we should have been doing that from the start, because even the people that we were partnering with, they're throwing money at these parades, but yet don't have the right health care for queer people in their establishment, don't have queer people working for them. So it was never the right partnerships to begin with. So as much as I hate seeing that it happen, it's almost like maybe some of these things needed to happen.
Good.
For,
Get them out
for
of
there
here.
to be the correct
Get
alignment.
the wolves in sheep clothing.
Yeah,
up
for the
outta
correct
here.
alignment. Because y'all was never for us anyway.
Right.
Y'all was really never for us anyway.
Right.
And we saw that. I saw an ad the other
But what I will tell you is that all the events I've been to have been so joyful. From the Let's Be Honest show.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Amber had a thing out in Lamert where Amber and Ashley was DJing. They kind of, and it's not about the quantity of people, but it's just about the quality of what they're offering, and that's what I hope. It's like I really want to see us more visible, especially because the Black gay boys got it. Like, and I think again, they're men, right? So they garner more wealth. Again, there's more money within their community. And I hate it, but it's like it's this thing of like the people that have it gotta stand behind these things,
Yeah.
you know, and make these things give to the right partnerships,
Yeah.
is what you're saying. Like the alignment of partnerships, people
Yeah.
who want to stand 10 toes down.
Yeah.
We need that.
And also the people that have it, help us out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I also want to see some of our Black male gay counterparts help
Yeah.
some of our female gay women.
Yeah.
Help us create some
Yeah.
of these spaces. Help us fund some of these spaces. Like, y'all, some of y'all got y'all foot in the door first, so just help us out. I love that. I think what we do a good job. I think what we do well when we can is creating these really safe, affirming spaces.
Correct. We do that well.
We do really well. And so we just need more of it.
Exactly.
And we said that from the very first podcast.
Right.
We said that from the very first thing,
Right.
is that's what's missing in LA, is that we don't have these spaces anymore. And let's be honest, reminded me of that, because people come and people show up.
Yeah.
We just need more of it.
We just need more of it. And I mean, that Let's Be Honest show, shout out to Ebony Tolliver for putting that together. The lineup was crazy. Kalia McDaniels, JoJo from 20s, Mina Quarterman, Tatiana Gucci.
Funny as fuck.
Everybody lit that stage up.
Hilarious.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
So it's like we have the talent, it's just we need the backing,
Yeah.
I think. And again, our visibility. I just took a general and I was talking to somebody who was POC lesbian. And she was like, I'm the only one here. And I was just like, yo, it's so crazy. And she's, and I was just like, yeah, now imagine Black queer, we were talking about, we were like, imagine being a Black queer woman. It's like sometimes when you watch television shows, it's like, okay, there's a Black woman or there's a queer person who's of color but not Black. You never see it all together. Like, it's very rare that you're gonna get those characters that are Black queer women on these main shows.
And then you gotta pause it and take a picture with your camera because you just can't believe it.
Because you can't
And then
believe
you-
it's a
and then
unicorn.
and then I send it to you because I can't believe it. Yeah, word. Word. It's crazy.
Man, it's a representation.
It really is.
representation.
It really is.
And that's really what I want to see. More representation.
Yeah.
But
Well-
yeah, it's always a political thing. I think just being Black and queer is always there has to be like a socio-political framework around it just because of our mere existence. So we already believe what's outside of the norm. Our existence is is outside of the norm. So
Yeah.
we're already political. You
Yeah.
know, it's just
But everything,
No.
getting on a show and then hearing Nene drop some shit. It's like, here we go again. Now we got to educate. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Now we got to fight for some shit. We got to
Yeah.
fight for our rights. We got to educate another
Yeah.
ignorant person. It's just like, God damn.
I know.
Can we just be joyful? Can I take a
joyful,
break?
joyful, Lord.
Make it joyful. Right. Can I take a break?
Oh man.
Oh, Lord. Pressure. The pressure. But I do feel like we do create spaces that are just for us. I remember, it reminds me of these really cool things that we don't have them as much in LA, but like ballrooms and all this shit that we create that are just queer, just for us, just cool, that we keep close, that are just queer. And unpopular opinion, I don't want straight people to have any access to any of these things. I don't. I think like Black queer Twitter, like I don't think that like straight people should be even allowed to like visibly see it. Like I think you
that's
should have
too
to
far. No,
like
we
how
want
how your
them
phone
to
has
see
a,
us. That's the thing. is
Okay,
we want
fine.
Them to see us.
Okay, maybe that's a little bit too far.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, I went a little bit too far.
But I agree with you in the interaction of the spaces. Know who it's for.
I just want us to have some shit. Like, why you got to be a part of it? Why you got to know what's going on?
You know, but I want them to see it though, because they do. That is a way for them to observe and be educated without the burden. Like we can do it in a joyful way. Like even The studs are having a moment right now, baby. They are
Ah,
having a moment
I
on
love
the
it for
internet.
y'all.
They are having a
I
moment
love
on
it
the
for
internet.
y'all.
From Drewski acting like he's in love with studs to stay-at-home studs to they are just very popular in the
I
media
love
right
it for
now.
y'all.
I said I love this for y'all.
It's still a shortage though, so I don't know how this is all happening, but I love this for y'all. I love this for y'all. I wish y'all would come on my Hinge.
So I want it to be visible. It's the same like at Everyday People. There were quite a few white people there. I was having this conversation with some of my friends, and we were like, why are y'all here? This is not creative for y'all. It's not. And as soon as it starts to become like more of an industry event, you're going to see more and more of them start to
Yeah.
infiltrate our spaces. And it's like, come on, dog. Like, this space was not created for you. Don't come. Don't
There's
come.
just so many other spaces. You have so many other spaces.
I was having this conversation, and they was like, "Yeah, I was somewhere in WeHo, and my white friend was there, and I was just like, all right, I'm going to the next thing," and she was like, "Oh, okay." She was just like, "Yep, see you later," because she was like, "You're not getting an invite. You're not getting an invite. It's not for you. It's not for you, and you gotta be okay with that because y'all have so many spaces.
You have the whole world. You got the whole world.
world. Oh my God, let us have our space.
Ah! That's our pride.
That's our pride in a
rant
nutshell.
for
I'm
the-
gonna try to do more pride events though, because I really
No,
haven't
I'm looking
been-
forward to it. Like
I
next
haven't
week, we're gonna
really-
be able to talk about. And yo, I am off. It's going to be lit, y'all. I have not taken so many days off in the last 2 weeks.
She's on a mini vacation, y'all.
I am on a vacation.
I'm definitely
so
on
I'm
vacation.
Be out here.
I've been off, and I will be off until after Juneteenth.
Yep. I'm gonna be in
So-
somebody's pool, somebody's cabana. Okay, chilling.
cabana.
I'm gonna be up in a bathing suit. Let's go.
All right, girl.
She gonna be hobbling. We gonna have a good time.
We gonna get some more pride events. We gonna
Yes.
get some more pride events.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
All right, y'all. It is time for listener letters, but we're actually giving an update to a letter we received back when we did the episode about our friendship law. Babes had told us about her friendship law and whether or not she should, hit her back up. So Babes had talked about her law and her friendship, and it was a long-term friendship, and she had been feeling like it had turned into a silent breakup and how she missed her friend, and she felt compelled to write a letter. So she said that friend in particular loved handwritten letters. She considered a voice note, but she went ahead and did a handwritten letter.
So sweet.
Right. So she said she would keep us posted, and she did. So she said that she was hoping that she'd be sending a beautiful update soon, but that's not the case. I sent the letter, and it was crickets. It's heartbreaking because she is my best friend, and I just wish I knew what was causing this distance. I can't help but wonder what I did and what I could have done differently. I think about her every day and just wish she could have a conversation. It's been almost 3 months since we last spoke. So she said she thinks it has something to do with her getting serious with her fiance. And that was around the time or season of her life that she kind of started to slow down with plans and often canceled and started going months without seeing each other. Babes addressed it, and she said things would change, but months went by and it was more of the same. So she said she understands that, priorities and stuff shift when you get in a relationship, but she just thought they would always remain solid regardless of what's new in their lives. So she's just sad and at a loss, but she's still hopeful that she will reach out when she's ready.
Aww.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
First of all, babes, you deserve better. You deserve a solid friendship and a friendship that is consistent. Sometimes people do kind of disappear and you don't know why, 3 months isn't that long of a time, I think, in the grand scheme of things. Like, you and I went years without speaking.
That also is like ridiculously
That is
long
ridiculous.
in the grand scheme
no,
of things.
that
That's,
was
like,
crazy
obnoxious.
long.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
why I'm saying, like, on the spectrum, ours was extremely long,
Yeah.
whereas 3 months seems brief. It doesn't seem that long, but I can understand if it went from like every day to not at all for 3 months. And especially when somebody new comes into your friend's life, I think there is always this, at least for me, I always give grace to that because you're learning somebody new and this is a person that you want to do life with. And so it does create distance, I think, in friendships, but I still think that it is, you have to maintain your friendships. And I think it's healthy, and anybody who isn't garnering that you're with, to at least, you know, check in on your friends, even if y'all not getting up every day like y'all used to or whatever. Your other person should want you to see how your friends are doing, but sometimes there's a fork in the road and people go different ways, and you don't know why.
That was very nice, Shiloh. First of all, she should have wrote you back because it's just rude as fuck for her to not answer a handwritten letter because nobody even writes those anymore. So that's number one. She should have at least been like, yo, got your letter. I'm going to hit you back. It's a bad time right now. It's a lot. I got to get my thoughts together. Something to at least acknowledge the gesture. And then I agree with you. I think 3 months isn't maybe quite as long, but it could be really long for you based on how often you guys speak. I know how it is to get wrapped up in a new boo and just be enthralled with them. Mm-hmm. So maybe give it a little bit more time, but at the same time too, priorities. If she is important to you, I would say try again. And if you are important to her, she will reach out.
Agreed. Yeah. Because, I mean, solid people, I think, when you know they have good hearts and they're solid, you want to keep those people around you, you know, like, but also if it's hurting you, you got to balance that with
boundaries, sis.
Yeah. And yeah, so I'm hopeful, and I hope that she comes back, because it's
Happy Pride. Keep up with us. Let us know what you guys are doing this month. Let us know how you guys are spending the month. Let us know how you're being joyous. Let us know how you're spending the month and who you spending it with and what you're doing. You can hit us up on IG at MVP Podcast. Send us a note. Drop us a letter. Hit us in the DMs. Slide in there if you want to, and stay in contact. Definitely hit us up on the podcast and give us a 5-star rating. It matters. It really, really, really does.
All right, y'all. It's time for Fuck, Marry, Friend Zone.
Ooh.
Ooh. So we're doing a Everyday People guest appearance edition.
Oh, those who showed up.
Those who showed up.
Okay.
So we have Lizzo,
Okay.
Cardi B,
Okay.
and K1.
Ooh, it's going to be easy.
Okay, go off.
K1. I'm keeping close. So we gon' fuck her.
Okay.
Cardi, I'm going to marry. Cardi cook. Cardi throw down. Cardi's from New York. So Cardi, I'm going to marry. And Lizzo, I'm going to be friends with.
All right. So I'm definitely going to marry Cardi as well. Period. Definitely. After watching her on that boat with Stephon Diggs, baby, hey, they are having a time. First of all, Stephon Diggs, like, I love that for Cardi.
Yes.
I fucking love that for Cardi.
I just want her to be happy.
Get tossed around. I love that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm marrying Cardi. I am fucking Lizzo. And me and K1 gonna be friends. We're gonna be homies.
Okay. I'm gonna be fucking K1 though while I'm married to Cardi. That's fucked up. And on that note,
I'm dead. On that note, you know, we are MVPs. I just want y'all to know that we are emotionally mature, vulnerable people.
I'm just joking, y'all. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, and Yeah, happy Father's Day to the fathers out there that really father their children.
Yeah,
Shout out to
word.
y'all.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. It's tomorrow.
Not to my father, though.
Not to my father. I don't know him. So, but all the great ones that I do know,
We're trash.
we are trash.
We are so trash.
But first of all, that's real. Just because you gave your sperm don't make you a dad, don't make you a father. We giving shout outs to the people who fathered
All the rest of y'all, though.
the children.
All the rest of y'all.
All the rest of y'all. Kick rocks. But all right.
We got to get out of here.
We gotta get out of here. Y'all, keep your hearts soft, your vibes high, and stay in bloom. Because
Try.
clearly we still got some blooming to do.
That's actually a perfect ending.